In this video, I'm going to share how I learned to become an effective presenter, and here's a clue. It wasn't talent. I've been doing presentations for more than 20 years now, and I used to think that great presenters were just born confident, and I was wrong. I used to think it was charisma and that just the ability to be a great presenter was just some sort of naturally born, innate sense of, I don't know, innate talent that was just part of who the person was. But what I learned through trial and error, mostly error, a lot of repetition, is that it was just preparation. So I recommend as you continue along your journey to become an effective presenter, that the first thing you focus on is the craft. Now, by craft, I mean either crafting the presentation you plan to deliver or working on all of the nuts and bolts skills that we'll touch on here to help become effective at whatever it is you're trying to present. So step one of that is to know the material you plan to talk about deeply. I don't mean just be passingly familiar with it, but I mean lean on all of the skills that you've acquired, whether that be Excel, whether it be technology, whatever it is you're presenting about, understand the information backward and forward if you can. If you're new to this, that's okay. Quite often you're delivering a presentation in front of people who aren't necessarily experts in the thing that you're presenting. So write a script, refine the script, and rehearse it. Take it a step further and memorize your script so that when you deliver your presentation, it doesn't sound like you're reading. It's much more effective for you to be your authentic self when you're delivering a message and to lean on what you remember from your presentation than it is to get every word exactly right. As you continue to practice and rehearse your presentation, you'll notice that kind of as a side effect, you'll become more confident because you're repeating it and you're practicing. And as you deliver your presentation in front of your different audience members, you're going to learn and notice that a lot of times they'll have questions for you about what you presented on. And a lot of times those questions might be the same. So after delivering the presentation a few times, you'll become familiar with the kinds of questions that you'll get. And if you go pro, you'll discover that the way that you structure your presentation can influence, or in some cases, preemptively answer the questions that you get most often. The next thing that I'd tell you to think about in your presentation craft journey is audience alignment. This isn't about selling, it's about knowing your audience. So one of the things I'd recommend you do when you're preparing for a presentation is get to know the audience. Who are they? What do they care about? And get really clear about that so that you can deliver a message that is focused on what they care about and relevant to what they need. And if you have a chance to plan before your presentation, listen before you speak. Some of my family members used to tell me this: you've got two ears and one mouth, use them in that proportion, and everything else will work out great. If you are where I was and you thought that great presenters just naturally had a talent, I'd just encourage you and challenge you to try it out for yourself. Presentation is a skill. Practice builds composure. Do it over and over again. And the natural byproduct of that is you'll become more comfortable with the message you're delivering, and you'll discover that persuasion becomes unnecessary because the clarity of your message is going to do the persuading for you. If you want to see how presentation fits into the bigger set of skills that built my career, I've mapped them out on one simple page. You can grab them from the link in the description. Next time, I'll talk about what changed when I moved from delivering presentations for an audience of one to hundreds.